আমরা মিস্টার ভ্লাদিমিরের কাছ থেকে জানতে চাইবো I'd like to call you to deliver your speech about easy way how we can manage, and you also give answers of the Niyamul Bhai's questions. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to be here to speak in front of such skilled audience. It's my sincere pleasure to see you here. Thank you for coming, and let me start. So today we're gonna speak how can you use Plesk for easy and scalable administration of cloud servers. We do this in cooperation with UI Host. You will see why. First, let me brief you about what Plesk is, what is a company, the background and history. We have close to 200 employees, very skilled engineers, software developers, program managers. This is our leaderboard. I directly report to Mr. Dirmot Dalton, who is VP of Sales. Our engineering is being led by Mr. Sergey Listtsov, who is VP of Engineering, and Jan Lofer, who is CTO. So what we do has started in 1999. First Plesk versions was done on FreeBSD. Later we expanded to all Linux flavors. In 2003 we added Windows support. More than 50% of largest hosting providers use Plesk. They use for themselves or resell to end customers and resellers. We serve 10 million customers, that is websites, Plesk, and close to 20 million mailboxes. That is quite a global number. To underline that we are global, we translated our product into 32 languages. So now let us speak about industry trends, what we are seeing. We are seeing that this graph indicates Google search terms changes with time. We observe that searches for generic stuff such as web hosting, e-commerce hosting, PHP hosting declines with time and showing no signs of return, which means market is changing. It's not about LAMP stack now, it's not about just web hosting, people need something else. And this is what we believe people need. This is again search term in Google history. We see WordPress hosting rises, web application hosting rises, Shopify, WooCommerce, and specific offerings such as Linode. This is rising. This is what people demand now. It's quite beyond LAMP stack. And this approach that we find productive finds very positive response in bigger service providers. One-on-one, GMO, Strato, LizWeb, they all support us on what we do now, on our vector of development from just LAMP stack to something bigger. There are also opportunities on the market. By different research, there are from 16 to 28 million of web developers, people who consider themselves professionals in web design and web development. And these people need some tools. They need playgrounds, they need environment, they need infrastructure. And as a hosting providers, as administrators, you must find a response to satisfy this need. Developers typically need some big but limited set of tools. We see now that WordPress is getting bigger and bigger, it's growing very fast. Maybe close to a quarter of all sites in the world are backed by WordPress. This is something you cannot really ignore. It's growing quickly, and it's close to 70% of all CMS market share is WordPress. WooCommerce is another one. This is WordPress plugin that allows you to deploy free e-commerce solution. Talking about programming languages, Node.js, React, and Angular are getting bigger and bigger with time. GitHub is very popular. Git and GitHub as version control system. Nginx, and of course Docker. Docker has huge growth with time since 2014. And these tools you must be able to deploy, you must be able to offer to your customers, you must be able to offer to your fellow developers. They rely on you. This graph shows interest in Docker lately. You simply cannot ignore this. If you don't do Docker, you don't do basically nothing for developers. There are also a few concerns. Okay, let's suppose we can do all this stuff, we can deploy it on our own, we are quite satisfied with this, we can satisfy customers, but there is always one little but. First signs of attack is there after 40 minutes you deploy a new server. And what do you think how quick attack is? Like 15 minutes of constant attempts, 20 minutes, 40 minutes. 93% of any successful attack happen under 1 minute. No way you can react, no way you can protect yourself. Okay, let's assume you have only one VPS, you focus on it, you concentrate on it, you can defend it, right? But what if you have a 5 VPS, 50 VPS, 1000 VPS? No way you can do it on your own. You need some tools. More to that, to add some salt to the strand, 9 of 10 web professionals think about security only after they encounter a security problem. Don't be these blue guys. Be a white one. That one. Who thinks ahead, who thinks in advance. Security is an issue. Because, for example, if you have an e-commerce web store and you store some sensitive information in your database, such as credit cards, numbers, or something like this, and this information is stolen, it is you who are responsible for this breach. This is really feedback from one of the developers, Java developers, who claimed that he spends 95% of his time just on testing FTP uploads, resetting passwords and stuff like that, instead of what actually matters for him. So all these activities don't bring him money immediately. His activities that bring him money is his coding. He spends only 5% of his time coding. This is the issue. So definitely we need some tool. Some really nice tool that would help us to maintain projects like I showed before. The tool must be compatible with cloud setups. It must provide some security methods, from basic to more advanced, and it must allow to automate 90% of your day-to-day operations. Let's get back to this picture. And instead of this unhappy gentleman, there is a tool. So I really think, I'm convinced, and I truly believe that Plesk is the tool for the purpose. Our mission is to simplify lives of web professionals. Professionals here can vary from hosting provider to freelancer. What we do precisely is we simplify web server administration by providing nice and clean UI. Although I respect all this command line geeky stuff, it's good when you do it on 1, maybe 2 servers, but when you have 50 servers under your control, you cannot afford to spend that much time on each single of them. Complete environment for application hosting, including all dependencies, all the packages. It's all automated, it's all out of the box. Mass managing of websites and web applications. Protections from typical internet threat. Delegated control, that is role-based UI. We run on pretty much every flavor of Unix. We support the latest operating systems, including Ubuntu 16, Windows Server 2016. We support all major components out there: Apache, Nginx, MySQL, MS SQL, MariaDB, Node.js, Python, Ruby, you name it, PHP, the latest version 7.1. Okay, so now I hope we are convinced we need some tool. Question is how to get the tool, where to install it. It's available pretty much on every major cloud provider. On AWS, it's in catalog, as you can see here. On Vultr, it's available. On Microsoft Azure, it's available as a pre-made image. License question can be covered in a different way. You can bring your own license, you can order from Microsoft Azure and pay per hour, that's no problem. It's available in DigitalOcean. Here locally, it's of course available with our partner EY host. You can ask for VPS for server of web space backed up by Plesk from Mr. Imran. How can service providers benefit from Plesk? I think it's pretty easy. You can differentiate yourself, not sell just yet another Apache web space, MySQL database. Make a crafted solution. Sell, for example, managed blog service. Sell WordPress as an instance backed by Plesk. This is extremely easy, I will show it later. You can automate this solution. So automate in terms of not having to have customer to click yet another button to select application from the catalog. No, you provide domain and you provide WordPress automatically with the domain. Anybody has idea what is 700K number here? This is number of WordPress blogs hosted by Plesk, and this number is from 0 to end of 2016 in 1 year. And this trend you simply cannot ignore. This is a huge demand for managed WordPress offerings. Developer offerings such as managed Docker, managed Nginx, GitHub, Access Point, Node.js, Ruby, Python. It's ready to code playground for any type of developer. So that is, you just provide VPS, install Plesk on top of that, install developer pack. That's it, you don't have to configure anything else, it's ready. For e-commerce, it's extremely easy to automate installations of PrestaShop, Magento, WooCommerce and whatnot, you just name it. If you have your custom solution, no problem to automate it as well, such as to provide out-of-the-box e-commerce production-ready system to your customer. If this is not enough, we have 50 plus extensions, we call them extensions, for security, for application performance profiling, for any purpose. More to that, we have close to 150 applications in the catalog, applications packed in a way they are fully capable of being installed in just one click. This catalog is extended, so if you have some local Bangladeshi applications that are popular but not in the catalog, it's easy to put it there. Rich ecosystem. We love developers, we love ISVs, so if you have idea how to extend Plesk functionality, please speak to us, no problem. We are very friendly, we have open SDK, documentations, whatnot. We will help you to bring your application online and available to all these 10 million SMBs that host their websites on Plesk. Okay, now that we know tools are there, we definitely need some ways to master the tools. And this is why we have Plesk University. It's available as web-based online interactive education system. There are some high-quality content there. After you finish the courses, you are certificated and you benefit almost immediately. Primarily, it will boost your reputation as a technology specialist and server administrator. There are two stages of education that we see fit: professional and expert. Professional both for Linux and Windows, that covers installation and basic setups of Plesk, server security and basic maintenance, and expert courses that are different for Windows and Linux. They are more related to upgrades, migrations, troubleshooting and repairs. It's not only about Plesk, as we know Plesk is just a management software, so all underlying technologies are also covered. This is the process. Courses are free, content is freely available. You just sign up, take the course, complete the course. If you want to get certified, it costs some money, not that huge. Pretty simple. And this is popularity of the courses, from 0 to close to 1,000 users. Active users here means users actually completed one or more courses, and close to 200 certified professionals. So who can benefit from Plesk at the end of the day? Everyone. Service providers. Huge quality of service, saving administrators time. They don't have to log into each server one by one to fix problems. They can have centralized access to all of them through Plesk. Data centers, such as provide hosted servers with Plesk installed to get better benefits for their end customers and to have some more margin if it matters. Hosters, easy enough. You can host any servers on Plesk. Developers, easy enough. You have all your playgrounds, all your tools on your favorite toys on one system, ready-made. No need to configure. Focus on what really matters, on your code. For designers as well, easy website management, automation of most of the processes, centralized WordPress management tool. For freelancers, again, it's easy. If you have to maintain few servers for your customers, install Plesk on them to make your life easier.